In honor of Olight's 16th anniversary, I've got a Whiteout EDC that you're not gonna wanna miss. Let's take a look. We are inching towards 6,000 subscribers. I just wanna thank you again for your support and ask you, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, why not? Doesn't cost you anything, really helps us out here on the channel. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for liking this video for the algorithm, and let's get back to the video. A couple of weeks ago, Olight contacted me about their new Baton 3 Pro, which we'll talk about here in a second. And I decided to build a whiteout EDC around this wonderful little light. Of course, this is the white special edition we'll talk about here in a second. All of the items on this EDC list are perfectly white, so let's take a look. The Baton 3 Pro is the upgraded version of the S2R Baton 2. It is definitely an upgrade from the previous version. It's got a 1500 lumen output, 30% more than the S2R. It's got two color temperature options, cool white and neutral white. It meets a variety of needs and can tackle any kind of scenario. It's got a customized 3200 milliamp hour battery that charges via USB-C, a magnetic charging cable that attaches to the end here. Again, that's kind of a trademark of Olight flashlights. And on its lowest setting, and I found this stat incredible, this light can run up for 120 days. Now, I kind of want to test that, I'll be honest. But obviously at the lowest setting, it can run up for 120 days off of a full charge. It's got a lot of improvements from the S2R. It's got a nice knurled grip here that improves grip. It's a lot like the one that I reviewed on the short version of this light. The button has been improved. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, a little bit easier to hit. And overall, this is a worthy upgrade. So go and grab any of the Baton 3 Pro models at Olight's website. I've got all the links in the description down below. If you use one of those links, it does help out the channel. So I was happy to review this for Olight. They sent it my way at no cost. It goes really well with the rest of this EDC, and let's get to that. Now, I love my Swiss Army knives. This was an opportunity to pick up another one, and I took the opportunity. Why not? This is the Victorinox Spartan. It comes with 11 tools, and of course, this is in the stark white color. This is 91 millimeters, which is 3.58 inches, by 15 millimeters, which is 0.59 inches, and it only weighs 59 grams. Of course, it's white, and it has a blade, but a smaller blade, which I like because in certain situations, I don't want to be whipping out kind of a, a big, huge blade in front of somebody, especially in public, but a smaller blade just to cut a string or to open a package or something like that would actually be preferable in situations like that. It has a cap lifter with a screwdriver, a 5mm screwdriver there with a wire stripper. Has, of course, a can opener, which is a trademark of the knives, a 3mm screwdriver, of course, a corkscrew for all of your wine opening needs. And then it's got this tool called a reamer, a punch, or a sewing owl that is hidden under the corkscrews. The corkscrew and the owl together by itself, they come up with that tool right there. Very interesting tool. Of course, you have the patented tweezers and toothpick, of course, in the top. And this is just your standard Swiss Army knife. It does not include scissors, but it's a worthy Swiss Army knife in and of itself anyways. Now, I like Swiss Army knives, but I also like my Casio watches, and I have a small collection of cheaper Casio watches. And I was proud to add this one to my collection. This is the Casio, and this is a mouthful, F108 WHC TAC 7BCF watch. And it is on the cheaper high end. It's a resin watch. It's a square white one with a 24-hour stopwatch, day and date calendar, and a 7-year battery. It's a 42mm resin case. This is listed as unisex, so it would be small enough for the ladies, but also big enough for the guys. I think it looks pretty great. It is not a G-Shock, but for the price of $23, this is a very good little starter Casio. If you wanted to get one for one of your kids, I know that Casio watches are a little bit in fashion now, and they've got these in a variety of different colors. The only thing I didn't necessarily like was the band. The band is very plastic. You're gonna sweat a little if you have this watch band on, but overall, incredibly good value for probably a watch that's gonna last you quite a long time. Of course, I would go nowhere without my AirPods 2. These have been invaluable. Every other part of my EDC could change except my car keys and this. And this is a wonderful set of headphones. Of course, I don't need to go into detail about AirPods 2 or any kind of AirPods, but these are the AirPods Pros. They're noise canceling. They go in your ears and they don't have any wires, of course. But the noise canceling is so good on these. You wouldn't believe they're even better than the first generation. These are the AirPods Pro 2. Now, I do want to call your attention though to what I had on the end here. This is a G10 bead that I got off of Etsy, Condor MFG, Condor Manufacturing, and I'll link it below, of course. And it's just a simple, small G10 bead that's, of course, white. And I've had it on here ever since I've had these AirPods Pros. It actually helps me grab it out of the case because these came with their own lanyard hook there in the end. And it's really nice to be able to just grab these out of what I meant to say my pocket before, not the case, but grab them out of my pocket a little bit if they've gone sideways or anything like that. Really nice to have. And I just love the look of that because it's almost like I've got my own custom AirPods without having to do very much at all. So go check out Condor MFG on Etsy. He's got a lot of beads and he gets them out very quickly. He's based in the United States. And so if you order here and you're in the United States, he'll get those out to you really quickly. I've ordered several things from him. He has not disappointed. Thank you, Condor, for that. He did not send me this. I ordered this with my own funds. So I'm really looking forward to just keeping this on here as long as possible. And I will replace this 550 cord here. It's not 550 cord. I'll replace this little bit of smaller paracord as needed. I am working on an upcoming analog note-taking episode, and part of that is going to be some pens, but I wanted to give you my impressions and first look of this pen. This is the, it's not new, it came out last year, but this is the Tactile Turn Nexus Special Edition Mini Side Click pen, and I love this pen. I cannot tell you enough good things about it. It's got a really awesome design on the pocket clip here with purple screw and accents here with a gray keycap, and of course you've got that white Cerakote finish. This is all titanium. It takes a Schmidt refill and it is just so satisfying to play with. I mean, it is unbelievably great fidget toy. You don't need a fidget toy if you have one of these in your EDC, and it is just a wonderful object, but it's even better to write with. Of course, these are wonderful to hold, wonderful to write with. I'll give you a couple of writing demonstrations here. You can refill these again with Schmidt refills and put any color you want into them. You can go to Jet Pens or another site to get those refills and get all different kinds of colors. But suffice to say, I love these little mini side clicks. You can get the original. I think they make them in titanium and brass and a couple of different other materials. And they're not cheap, but they're the best. If you are a writer, if you're a note taker, an analog note taker, you cannot get any better than Tactile Turn pens. I have been very impressed with everything from Tactile Turn and Tactile Knife, and I will continue to buy their premium materials as long as, you know, my wallet holds out. Now, one more honorable mention for this white EDC. I had to mention this 1992. Some listings have this as the small gentleman knife. It's only 2.5 inches closed, and it's just got two small blades on it, but it's made by Case. And again, it's from 1992. This was my father's. Now, if you know anything about me and the channel here, you know that I did that my dad's EDC video, which kind of got me in the realm of doing EDC videos anyway, because it got such a wonderful response. That video is sitting pretty at about 75,000 views now. But this was one of his knives. Of course, it's got that white ivory in there, and then you've got the number on the blade is I201 SS, which means stainless steel. He sharpened this a lot. These blades are incredibly sharp. They're really tiny, but they're incredibly sharp. I love this little case knife, as you can see here in the B-roll. I will not be selling anything of my father's, but this is one of my favorites because this is my church knife. I carry this with me when I go to church, and it's really nice to fit in a coin pocket of blue jeans whenever you need a small little blade. And again, boy, is it sharp. So honorable mention here for our white EDC is this small little case knife, sometimes called the Gentleman. All right, that's it for this quick, short video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe, and go ahead and like the video while you're doing that, because that helps out the algorithm and helps us get more views, helps us support the channel. You're supporting the channel by hitting those just little buttons that don't cost you anything. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I've got a lot planned, and I'm looking forward to getting it out to you here in the next few months. God bless. Have a great week.